السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعزائي طلبة الثانوية العامة، أسود الثانوية العامة، أبطال الثانوية العامة، أخباركم إيه؟ يا رب تكونوا بخير. دايسين يا شباب، مكملين مع بعض إن شاء الله بأمر الله، مكملين وإحنا في ظهركم والسند بعد الله معاكم إن شاء الله بأمر الله. ربنا يوفقكم وربنا يهديكم ويرضيكم ويحقق أمانيكم. نبدأ كده بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف خلق الله أجمعين. النهاردة هحلل بوكلت الامتحان رقم 16. يلا يا بطل الأبطال مع بعض. أول سؤال بيتكلم فيه الفوكاب، بيقول لي إيه هنا؟ This is a space job and the hours are 8 AM to 7 PM 6 days a week. 6 أيام في الأسبوع يبقى بارت تايم، بيشتغل من الساعة 8 صباحا لحد الساعة 7 مساء. يا ده طحن، 11 ساعة 6 أيام في الأسبوع. ده الراجل ده شغال إيه بقى هنا؟ فول تايم، بيشتغل ايام وايام لا، يبقى دي اسمه ايه؟ بارت تايم. في عندنا بيشتغل ساعتين 3 في اليوم يبقى اسمه بارت تايم. The lesson, the gap between the rich and the poor is one of the main space facing the peoples in charge. يبقى هنا one of the many challenges, exchanges, reaction, collections. طبعا هنا هناخد كلمة ايه؟ challenges. challenges يعني تحديات. A space question is a question that you don't expect to get an answer to. السؤال اللي انت ما انتش متوقع ان انت تاخد اجابته، يبقى دي اسمه ايه بقى هنا؟ rhetorical. ليه يا ترى؟ to catch the attention, to grab the attention، علشان يشد الانتباه. نيلسون مانديلا was an inspiring example to his followers. كلمة inspiring ملهم. ملهم معناه ايه؟ discouraging, unpleasant, motivating ولا useless؟ motivating اللي هي معناها محفز. In 1987, hurricane was the worst natural space to hit England for decades. هل blessing, advantage, benefit ولا disaster؟ مادام انت بتتكلم على اعصار يبقى لابد تتكلم على disaster. disaster يعني معناها كارثة. The famous actress refused to be treated by النقط and demanded to see a qualified doctor. internship ولا interim ولا intern؟ الراجل ان هو رفض ان هو يتدرب تحت ايد ايه؟ واحد لسه بيتدرب، وانت تموت وانت معلم وانت لسه بتتعلم يا معلم. Space from the dog or it will bite you، وإلا هيعضك. Catch up, come up with, keep away ولا go near؟ ابتعد عن هذا الكلب، يبقى اللي هي keep away. What mustn't be included in a CV؟ يلا contact information ولا work experience، mustn't education and skills ولا personal information؟ طبعا هنا personal information. You don't have to نقط. No one can hear us. Cry ولا whisper ولا shout ولا speak؟ You don't have to نقط. No one can hear us. مفيش حد هيسمعنا هنا، يبقى you don't have to whisper. whisper يعني يهمس. Sorrowfully everything in some people's lives is measured in terms of money، تحت مقياس المال. During their father's نقط the sisters sobbed uncontrollably. funeral ولا festival ولا party ولا birth؟ أكيد هناخد funeral أثناء الجنازة يعني. قطعة. When there was a miser يعني راجل بخيل who sold all his possession، باع كل ممتلكاته and with the money bought a great lump of gold، حتة ذهبية كده. dug a deep hole at the edge of the garden، وده عملها ايه؟ وان هو خباها في الحديقة. and there he buried his gold. once a day the miser went to the garden, dug up his gold and embraced it lovingly. يحضنها كده بحب. هي ايه؟ حتة الذهبية. One of the miser's workmen wondered why his master spent so much time in the garden. So he hid behind the tree. ده مين اللي هي؟ واحد من العمال. A tree and soon discovered the secret of the hidden treasure. الكنز بتاعه. That night when the miser was fast asleep, the workman crept, زحف into the garden and stole the lump of the gold. When the miser found that his gold was gone, he tore his hair. تني قطع في شعره. أيوة and cried aloud. ماشي تعالي يا حاج. He tore his hair and cried aloud in his despair. A neighbor came running to see what the matter was, and the miser told him what had happened. Then the neighbor said, "Pray to stop your weeping." يعني معناه عشان خاطري توقف. Go and find the stone. Place the stone in the hole and imagine that it is your lump of gold. تخيل يا عم حط حجرة وتخيلها ان هي بتاعتك دي. The stone will serve your purpose for you never meant to use the gold anyway. كده مش مستخدمه. To a miser what he has is of no more use than what he hasn't. يعني معناها اللي تعمله زي اللي ما تعملوش. فانت اعتبر يا عم حته الذهب حته الحجر. How did the misers get the lump of gold? By selling all he had while digging the garden from his ancestor, from his neighbor. How did the miser get the lump of gold? حصل عليه ازاي؟ By selling all he had, his possession. Why did the miser spend so much time in the garden? ليه بيقضي وقت هناك في الحديقة؟ He was a nature lover ولا he liked watching children playing in the garden ولا to keep an eye on his hidden treasure ولا to change the place of his gold. طبعا keep an eye. By whom was the gold stolen? واسطة من إن هو الذهب انسرق. A thief, the miser's workman, his neighbor ولا the miser himself? The miser's workman. The neighbor advised the miser to put a stone, يضع حجرة, in the hole because gold is like a stone only. The miser would never use the gold, hence no difference between the two. طبعا الإجابة دي صحيحة. Will become gold after some time. For a wise man, gold and stone have equal worth. طبعا هنا the miser would never use the gold, hence no difference between the two. Choose the most appropriate title for his story. Gold and stone, the miser and the neighbor, the miser and his workman, the miser and his gold, اللي هي number D. The underlined word he referred to, the miser, the miser's workman, ولا the miser's neighbor, ولا the writer. طبعا كلمة هي He hid behind a tree. يبقى هنا الورك هنا الوركمان. The miser's workman. The underlined word embraced is similar in meaning to hugged ولا burned ولا copied ولا bought هنا. طيب هنا في لابد embrace نشوفوها في القطعة منها and embraced it lovingly. يبقى كان بيحتضن هنا كلمة يحتضن اللي هي hugged. To a miser what he got is of no more use than what he doesn't have ولا doesn't possess ولا does have ولا does lose. ليس له أهمية. اللي يمتلكه ماشي ملوش أهمية زي اللي ما يمتلكوش. يبقى does ايه هنا؟ does have. القطعة اللي بعديها بقول ايه؟ Did you know that young people today are spending more than 2 hours a day sitting in front of a screen. ساعتين على الأقل قاعدين قدام الشاشة. They watch television, search the internet on their computers, play computer games on their tablets and send messages. الناس واقف حالها بالساعتين دول on their smartphones. Some people argue that these activities are educational and are good for us. But I disagree. I think we should switch off the screen more often. Firstly, sitting for long periods of time at a computer can have a bad effect on us. Many back and the neck problems. مشاكل في الظهر، مشاكل في الرقبة. Period of time at computer can have bad effects on us. Many back and the neck problems. تمام. Start by sitting badly when we look at the screen. Sitting for long hours without doing any exercise can also make us overweight. يزيد في الوزن. Secondly, looking at a screen for long hours isn't good for our eyesight. All the muscles, كل العضلات in our body need exercise. Our eyes are muscles, so they need exercise too, if we wanted to keep them healthy. Another problem is the blue light, الضوء الأزرق from a screen. If we don't switch off our electronic devices, الأجهزة بتاعتنا at night, our brains will think it is still daytime and we might not be able to sleep. And finally, using electronic can stop us talking to people and making friends. So why do people spend so much time on their screens? And what should we do about it? إيه المفروض نعمله؟ Experts say that we shouldn't spend more time than 2 hours a day in front of a screen. They also say that young people should spend at least 1 hour a day doing proper exercise. تمارين. They say that doing some exercise as well as spending time looking at a screen is much better than doing no exercise. But many people forget. كثير من الناس بينسون to exercise, and that is the problem. What would be a good title for this article? Use your screens more. Switch off the screen. The problem with sitting off for short periods. Experts say exercise less. بقول لك هنا a good title. Use your screens more ولا switch off the screen، يعني معناها طفي السكرين بتاعتك، ولا the problem with sitting for short periods، ولا experts say exercise less. هنا طبعا بالإجابة الصحيحة. Number 21. Sitting in front of our screens for long periods can make us healthy, active, fat ولا fit؟ طبعا هنا fat. Using our electronic devices for long time may not us from other people. Separate. يفصل. According to the experts, we shouldn't spend more than not hours a day. طبعا 2 hours. Doing little exercise is better than not exercise. No exercise. The word devices can give the meaning of. كلمة devices أجهزة. Sits. The antonym of proper. كلمة proper is well ولا wrong ولا right ولا useful. proper يعني منضبط، عكسها wrong اللي هو مخطئ أو خطأ. Structure. Which of the following sentences can't be changed into passive voice؟ انهي جمله ما نقدروش نغيروها الباسف اللي ما فيهاش مفعول؟ يبقى my mother is sleeping now. The manager got 4 cups of tea since he reached the office this morning. Has drunk, has been drinking, had drunk ولا is drinking؟ طبعا 4 cups يبقى has drunk. Which of the following is structurally correct؟ صحيح لغويا. I have always been living in the country. I have always lived in the country. I have lived here since 10 years. I have lived here for all my life. بقول لك هنا which of the following is structurally correct؟ يعني صحيح. I have always been living in the country. I have always lived in the country. I have lived here for all my life. I have lived here since 10 years. هنا السؤال هنغيروه بس اللي هي incorrect. طبعا هنا number C. الجملة اللي بعديها هنا هنغير في السؤال الصيغة بدل ما هي which of the following structure incorrect. الثلاثة التانيين صحيح. You can't meet Mr. أسامة because he not to إسماعيلية. يبقى هنا has gone. أنت عندك تو أهيت على طول مش هنكرر تو. Mr. نصر not in إسماعيلية since 1966. He is still living there. يبقى هنا has been living. Not in summer in summit conferences in your country. Is English speaking ولا يتحدث هنا؟ Is English spoken. These trees need to نقط regularly. يروي ولا يروى؟ يروى اللي هي to be watered. هو نقط the radio invented. اخترع ولا اخترع؟ تم اختراعه was the radio invented. The president rejected Israel attempts. الرئيس يرفض الهجمات أو محاولات الإسرائيلية to displace the Palestinian لتهجير الفلسطينيين or liquidate their cause at the expense of neighboring countries. اوكي طيب يبقى أنا عندنا رفض الرئيس المحاولات الإسرائيلية لتهجير الفلسطينيين أو تصفية قضيتهم على حسب أحد دول الجوار ولا وفقا لدولة الجوار. طبعا وفقا خطأ. طيب رفض الرئيس المحاولات الإسرائيلية لتهجير الفلسطينيين أو تصفية قضيتهم على حسب ولا على حساب؟ طبعا على حساب دول الجوار. رفض الرئيس المحاولات الإسرائيلية لتهجير الفلسطينيين أو مناقشة قضيتهم. طبعا تصفية قضيتهم هنا liquidate تصفية قضية على حساب دول الجوار. يبقى نمبر سي الإجابة الصحيحة. Egypt is a target destination for visitors seeking a warm winter holiday. تعد مصر واجهة مش وجهة مستهدفة. واجهة ولا وجهة؟ لا وجهة مش واجهة مستهدفة. وجهة مستهدفة للزوار. طيب بقول لي a target destination يبقى عندنا هنا وجهة الحضارة ولا وجهة للزوار؟ الباحثين عن عطلة موسمية ولا الزوار الباحثين عن عطلة شتوية دافئة؟ هنا طبعا هو هنا وجهة مستهدفة للزوار مش وجهة الحضارة. الباحثين عن عطلة موسمية دافئة ولا وارم عن عطلة شتوية دافئة. يبقى نمبر ايه الإجابة الصحيحة. استضافت مصر قمة لبحث الوضع المتدهور بسرعة في قطاع غزة. Egypt boasted ولا hosted؟ hosted. السمر ولا السميت؟ summit قمة. A summit to discuss the fast deterioration ولا developing situation deteriorating situation in the Gaza Strip في قطاع غزة. اوكي طيب عندي هنا يربط الباحثون بين إدمان الإنترنت ومشكلات الصحة العقلية الموجودة وأبرزها الاكتئاب. Researchers link internet addiction with existing mental ولا physical؟ طبعا هنا mental health issues most notably depression. Researchers link internet addiction with existing mental health issues mostly notably confusion. طبعا هي depression. Researchers link internet affection هي addiction. إذن الإجابة number B. I am your second father, Bib. Why do you think Magwitch said so? Because he considered Bib as his son, as he made him a gentleman. He didn't have children, so he considered him as his son. Miss Havsham pushed Pepe to love Stella, despite knowing that Stella had no heart, was cruel to him. Why do you think she did so? She wanted to take revenge from all men because she was shocked and deceived by a dishonest fiance and brothers. عشان كده إن هي حبت تنتقم من كل جنس الرجال. ماشي يا حبايبي؟ بكده وصلنا إلى نهاية حلقتنا النهاردة الامتحان رقم 16. إلى اللقاء مع الحلقة القادمة مع الامتحان رقم 17. عاوز الشباب يدوس ويشد، انتوا أسود، انتوا أبطال، إن شاء الله نكمل ومواصلين بأمر الله لحد النهاية، لحد ما نوصل 60 امتحان. الناس يحل الامتحان بما يرضي الله، يعني الامتحان بكل أجزائه. أتمنى لكم إن شاء الله بأمر الله سنة سعيدة، وبأمرك يا رب تحققوا أهدافكم، وربنا يهديكم ورضيكم ويحقق أمانيكم. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.